Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. So Bitcoin still underneath the point of control for this consolidation range of the drop down from 29k to 25k. Are we going to hold this daily support level or drop down to the 236 and below and down into the 23k regions? Let's go ahead and take a look at high block capital. What is that, you say? Well, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burned to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss, and we get to see where those crispy characters lie in wait. So let's go ahead and do that now. First, looking at the 1 minute time frame for high block. So we still have this pool down below at 25.5. The sweeping of this low range to take out some of these 100xers would make the most sense in terms of where we are located currently on the 1 minute, and the imbalance to the longs to the tune of 2 billion or so. If we expand our vision to the 7-day time frame, we can see there is a thicker band up above at the 26.8 region than is down below, but overall is a even Steven trade on both sides. Slightly higher imbalance to the upside on the 7-day time frame. If you go to the 1 month, 1 month has, we got to set this to max liquidity. So the 1 month has thicker bands down at 23.6 and below, and that coincides with what is starting to insinuate on the 3, 6, and 2-year time frames, which is this large amount of liquidity sub 24K. We'll not get into the exact numbers, we've done that every day, but 181 billion down at 24.3 on the 6 month, and on the 2-year, essentially you have 248 billion down at 23.6. So are we coming down to grab that liquidity before peeling out to the upside? If we are going to the upside, that could be the case. Beneath the point of control, once again, as we stated, let's go to the time frame here on the Binance chart. So you have this impulse retrace to the downside here, this impulse retrace, and this could just all be B chop as you head down into this region. Coming to that 23.5 would also line up quite nicely with the liquidity on the 6 month, and the basically you have 152 billion at 23.4. So coming down into that region would not be absurd to think. Let's turn on our momentum and see what's up. Heads up display is on. Link is in the description for what is this little bit of happiness, momentummaster.info. You can go ahead and toggle all of the sweep to see what it looks like instantiated, or read about each component as it comes into prominence. So let's see what's coming into prominence right now. So the 6 hour cloud is getting mighty thin here, and we are attempting to break above it to no avail, and possibly getting rejected. From where we were standing last live, this was really thick, so this thinning up of the cloud and the attempt to hold it is interesting to note. We're going to remove this real quick and start off fresh and clear as we go to the daily time frame and make our descent through the time frames. Shout out to anyone that is watching. So this is the daily time frame. Daily time frame is holding the KD levels at 50 on the stochastic, money flow and RSI beneath 50. Williams looking to possibly make a rise at some point, ambiguously at oversold. If we go to the 22, we saw the previous 22-hour bounce idea inbound off this money flow disparity between the RSI and the money flow. Didn't sustain, and we retraced back down into that region. Second rising sun event on the Williams here. Going to the 12-hour time frame, 12-hour is holding the cross-up event ambiguously with the KD lines at 50. Previous rejection at the cloud. And as we go to the 6 hour. So the 6 hour time frame, KD lines are stuck together at a strange level here at 40. And the money flow and the RSI attempting to maintain the 50 region. Previous cross-up event baselines, if you can hold above this 2588 region and close a 6-hour candle above this cloud, then I could generate it. That could generate some interest to the upside here if you can scoop up this price and keep it above the baselines. What do I mean by that? Well, you can read about the baselines and the volume weighted cloud, but basically if price if the price stays above the cloud on the price action stays above the cloud, then you could basically see upside, and conversely, if it gets rejected at the cloud, you see downside. So 4-hour time frame, resetting the stochastic RSI nicely, money flow above the RSI here on the 4-hour, suggesting that it comes down a little bit more to the 50 level. A sweep of those lows would not be unexpected. That's why we're not deleting this exactly yet. 1-hour time frame starting to get overbought here. Cloud ironically shifting as well, similar to the 6-hour. Holding the weighted moving average here. $15 just got oversold. You had some previous bearish divergence play out. We're in the Asian session of the weekend, so there's literally no liquidity being pinged in. Some 35 million to 13 million here. There's a little bit more shorts to longs that were pinged in over the last day, but there is a $39 million pool to offset that down here. Five-minute time frame also getting oversold. So essentially it's a make or break level right here with the cloud at 25,864. If we hold this level and maintain it, then upside could ensue. Breaking of this cloud, you could break down and bearishly retest this zone and then continue down to this region. Now, 4-hour time frame, stochastic getting oversold here, but the money flow is above the RSI, suggesting the money flow comes down a little bit more. There is the rare case where the RSI comes up to meet the money flow. For the most part, the money flow goes down or up to meet the RSI. Okay, so 6-hour closes in 5 hours. So in the next 5 hours, we'll be seeing where this candle on the 6-hour closes. If we essentially go sideways, which we have been doing, it will give more insinuation and fidelity to the image of whether we are going up or down. 8-hour time frame, we haven't looked at the 8-hour in some time. The 8-hour is shifting to the downside here, insinuating no end in sight. So this could mean that we are coming lower, and this reset money flow is above the RSI here on the 8 hours, so this could come down further. Starts to become more evident on the 10, and then 12 gets more ambiguous again. Alright, so I'm still keen to see the price go down right now. I'm seeing weakness in the charts in terms of wanting to sweep this low region and not really having the liquidity draw on the upside be as thick. We already recovered that one pool at the 0.5 level, and there's that one up here at 27K, and that also coincides with the 236 to be bullish. So in order to be bullish, you would have to have some conviction. So if we were up in this region and we didn't give it all back, and then we continued up to here and chopped around over the weekend up here, then I would be more keen to say go long. But the fact that we gave it back and came back into this range is a sign of weakness. There's only enough strength to muster 0.5 reclamation of this impulse. So yeah, so far weak sauce for BTC, not really seeing the strength here. This is just a B consolidation wave to potentially come lower and grab that liquidity on that external range as of this moment in time. We saw that little rocket ship take off for a measly 2% or something like that. 3%, still decent nonetheless. There are some times where it takes time to percolate. Well, let's go back in time to see where that occurred, since we got so even here back in November, you had this occur here. It stop loss hunted, came back up, meandered around, even went a little bit lower, and then eventually came back up and then came down. But eventually what these rockets were insinuating was the market shift, the longer term swing play. So the rocket ships aren't meant to be these instant fill, like to the upside orders. And then even here on November 22nd at the 15K, this is the schematic for the website where I traced over price action around here at the 15K region. That's what this level is here. So if we zoom in here on the smaller time frame, I think it's the 15-minute that I was tracing. Yeah. So you'll notice this is the same kind of candles as here, because it's the exact same price action. Now, if we go to a lower time frame, there was, if we go back, boom. So there's rocket ships that played out there, see? So I didn't just draw those rocket ships in on the stochastic array. Those were the rocket ships that appeared at the absolute bottom of BTC at 15.7. And that was live in the Discord I was in at the time. And yeah, that was, it takes time. It doesn't always play out exactly immediately thereafter, but and it essentially shifted out of there. So what you need to see for things to be shifting is a shift in structure, a little micro shift and higher high here on the micro structure. You come back, you kiss the cloud, and then you're gone. So reclaiming the cloud is important, and then doing it once or twice for a confirmation on this lower time frame. Also, if you go to a higher time frame, you see that occurring here, reclaiming the cloud, and boom. After a cross-up event with no cross down on the baselines. If we go to the hourly there, and that wasn't the end-all be-all, but that was the absolute bottom. And we know the rest, of course. It took us to the upside for that. Okay. What's going on? And the rest was upside history. So we also had a rocket ship down at 24K down here. a continuation rocket on the daily. So let's go ahead and go back to that and see what that looks like. We took a screenshot in the moment, I believe, here on the where was that? It was here at the 25K region. It was on a Thursday, and you got that back in June with the oversold time frame. So let's go ahead and see. This is Wednesday, so let's go ahead and make this 15 minute. Let's just do 13. Weird, it didn't lock in on the 5 minute, but I was seeing it in the moment. See, that's the thing about rocket ships that need to they need to lock in into, if they get bought up within that time, they basically get negated within the stochastic bounce. But the alert came in just the same. Oh, there's one. And if you're unsure of the idea, basically coming into here and taking like a golden pocket bounce from this retest. But this is what you see, all those 6 time frames oversold in the rocket ship for that type of play. So we had a rocket ship lock in back here, triggered a stop loss hunt, went up, continued higher. And are we creating a double bottom? I'd like to see another confirmation sweep of these lows in terms of where the liquidity is asking for it to go. The hourly time frame is resetting right now, so we'll see how this hourly holds or breaks down. Still holding true to the idea of coming down to here and seeing what type of reaction it gives at that level. So the hourly time frame reset, what is it going to do? Holding of the cloud and/or break and down sweep of the liquidity at the lows. The higher time frame narrative is still looking to grab that liquidity down below here. They did retrace on the vector, so that has been retraced. If it never goes above the 0.5, that is extremely strong trend continuation sauce for that to continue to the downside. If it rejected at the 618, it's possible they cleared enough shorts to possibly refuel a bullish order block down here. So the 0.5 rejection is more like they're aiming at something here still. All right, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share, an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Please enjoy your weekend with your friends and family. Peace.